Napa know-how.
The Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 500,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and this is episode 768 of the podcast with more episodes in iTunes, Stitcher, of any other podcast about job search. By the way, Job Search Radio, my other show, is number 2 in that category with almost 400. Get that, between the two shows, almost 1,200 episodes. Now, this one is about paying attention to signals that come up in your job search, in the job description, and in your interviews. Hope you find this helpful and give it 5 stars in iTunes and Stitcher. It does help other people find the show, and we've been helping a lot of folks over the years. So now, let's get going. I was coaching someone yesterday who is up for a very senior position, and in the course of the conversation, he reminded me of something in his circumstances that I thought would be helpful to you as well. And that is paying attention to the language that's used in the job description or in the questions that are shared by or offered by HR that signal certain things that may not be obvious. So, for example, in his case, he was told by HR that the next interview was with someone who was trying to 4x growth within the particular business unit. So we were working on language to use to illustrate his experience with that. And the language we came up with is his background with aggressive growth. And instead of using the usual metrics that deal with percentages, their language was to talk in terms of timeses. So, he was involved with almost 3x growth in a previous situation. So, recognize that there are signals that are used in job descriptions or in the questions that HR asks that could be a signal to you of how to communicate with them and the kind of information that they're looking for. Another thing that came up in a different conversation was a concern that one firm had about someone where they perceived his background was more internal or internally oriented rather than externally oriented. And he was savvy enough to pick up on that and say, I just want to be clear in my background, I've had 5 years of internal experience, and of those 5, 3 of them were taking internal programs and bringing them to customers and converting them from internal systems to external systems. And thus, of my 22 years of background, 17 of them really related to internal customers. Notice where I'm going with this. You always want to be listening for cues that are coming in job descriptions or in interviews that signal the real interest that the firm has. Because job descriptions are a list of qualifications that they look for. And you're looking for what you can do for them. You're looking for ways that you can demonstrate that you as a professional, whether you're a staff level individual or C-suite, have the capacity to deliver what it is that they want. And as you know, sometimes these job descriptions and sometimes the questioning is a little obtuse. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, here are a few other ways that we can connect with one another. The first one is if you're an executive and interested in one-on-one coaching, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching, so this way I know what it's about. Next, if you're not an executive, the best way to reach out to me is through jobsearchcoachinghq.com. There I have curated information from around the web that you can watch, listen to, read, primarily my own information, but again, there's some stuff from other people that's there with their permission. Also, if we are not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show, because I love to hear from people who listen to the show. It just puts a big smile on my face, which reminds me, Facebook. Connect with me on Facebook. Look for Jeff Altman, The Big Game Hunter, and give me 5 stars. Subscribe to the page. You'll get lots of information sent to you daily with different pieces of advice for you. And lastly, because I don't really mention this on the show all that much, in addition to job search coaching, I do executive and what I call business life coaching. Business life coaching, where I work with self-employed people who have a lunatic for a boss. People like your wife, husband, partner, friends of yours who may be either wrestling with something in their business and need an advisor to work with, or people who are doing extremely well and they need to have someone to talk with because business is just exploding for them. So again, reach out to me through Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. I'll get back to you. We'll figure out a time to speak, and I look forward to helping you. Hope you enjoyed this again, and have a great day. Take care.
From mutton chops to mustaches, Gillette has been the leader in both comfort and precision for over 100 years. And now, it's at a brand new low price. So continue the legacy and pick up your Gillette razor today, now at Walmart.